I released an album, an EP, a body of music. I released an album titled Summertime. Oh my God. Bet you weren't expecting that one. It is available now on all streaming services where music is consumed, and it is available for pre-save on Spotify. I am a born and bred New Yorker, although I am half Turkish and currently reside in Bodrum, Turkey. On April 22nd, 2021, I caught my flight to New York City with May 20th, 2021 as my return date back. I went to New York to renew my debit card before it expired. I went to New York to get my New York State ID, finally, long overdue. I also went to tidy up some loose ends as I do live here and only have a certain amount of time at a time to finish up some things. And I had some paperwork to do, and I was hoping that maybe in my last days and any spare time that was left over, I could maybe catch up with some old friends from high school if I happened to have any spare time. And let me tell you, there was no spare time. I did not have any intention of recording my first ever body of music. My mother is an artist through and through, although her branch is dance, and dance obviously requires music to move to. My mother is a dancer first and foremost, then a dance instructor, choreographer, competition coach, competition juror, and artistic director. My mom also happens to be a boss lady who continued teaching all throughout her pregnancy with me. So I knew Tchaikovsky, Stravinsky, Chopin, Brahms, and Beethoven before I knew lullabies. When I was a baby, my mom would turn on cartoons in which the characters primarily sung to entertain their intended targeted audience because those were the only cartoons that I was interested in. I was still a toddler when I put my hands to my diaphragm and said that singing with the support of the diaphragm was different than singing without the support of the diaphragm. I didn't even know what the word diaphragm was, and I certainly didn't know what it meant or what singing with the diaphragm entailed. I was no older than 2 years old when my mother enrolled me in ballet classes at the school she taught at. I took classes with another teacher instead of my mother so that I wouldn't feel obligated not to participate or feel worthy of preferential treatment. My mother watched from outside of the classroom behind the glass as all the other little kids played and danced and paid attention during class, and I took off my ballet shoe and planted myself in front of the mirror and sang. I used my ballet shoe as a microphone. I couldn't speak yet, I was still in diapers, but I was singing in ballet class instead of paying attention and participating with the rest of the class. In my mind, I was a singer. I was in second grade when my music teacher took me to the NYSSMA exam, and I performed my favorite things from The Sound of Music. I received the highest overall score that you can receive at NYSSMA, and this was back before I had ever started taking vocal lessons, back before I had received any rigorous training, back before I knew what solfege was, how to read music, what reading music even meant. I wrote songs, plays, put together costumes, choreographed dances, and roped my cousin and even, yes, the family dog into these elaborate hour-long productions for holidays or days when the apartment was bustling with family members. I was a terror. I wouldn't allow chatter, bathroom breaks, no. Everyone was ordered to remain focused on the production I had worked so hard to put on, and I loved the feeling of an audience. I loved hearing the applause, even if it was just for my 5 to 8 closest family members. I love writing. Poems, stories, plays, letters, essays, and even grocery lists. I also love writing songs. I published a video on April 2nd, 2021 titled, I Wrote a Song. I'll spill the beans. I wrote songs, plural. I'm working on an album. All my songs, all my words, all me. The songs in this album are covers. These songs aren't mine. These songs, the feelings, the experiences, the emotions attached to them are affixed to different hearts and different souls. But my vocal teacher of 10 years, my guide, my mentor, my beacon, Miss Elena Diaz Acosta, and her longtime students, the producer of this album, Eric Grosarth, made these songs as me as we possibly could. I have been classically trained for most of my life. I perform arias and the occasional show tune, but this album is an album of varying genres. I sing Rocket Man by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. I sing Ocean Eyes by Phineas O'Connell and Billie Eilish, Summertime by George Gershwin, and O mio babbino caro by Giacomo Puccini. I was 12 years old when I first sang Summertime, and at that moment, I had decided that I wanted to be an opera singer. If my life was a movie, the lighting of the scene would have enlivened and time would have slowed to display what an important moment that was to me. I will be 20 years old on July 23rd, and after the bedlam that is adolescence, I am finally getting back some of the self-assurance that you lack as a teenager. But singing Summertime made me feel strong and in control of myself for the first time in a long time. Like a gymnast or a dancer or an athlete or a chef or a painter or an architect. The feeling singing Summertime gave me is one that I will never forget. Everyone and their mama knows O mio babbino caro. It is the song for talent shows, specialized high school auditions. It is the song the public associates with opera. O mio babbino caro is used to impress, used to floor. The lyrics aren't what the music says they should be. The music is so beautiful and the lyrics are so fluffy and not what you expect the song to truly at its core be about. But while singing O mio babbino caro, the aim is to sound effortless. It's like a test. When recording Ocean Eyes, Miss Elena, Eric, and I wanted to channel a mystical, ethereal feeling. My rendition sounds akin to classical pop, a genre that wouldn't stray too far from the heart of the song, but that would still allow me to hold on to my training and my classical background. It's been some time since I sang a modern/contemporary piece, and I will admit it was quite challenging. Billie and Phineas were so young when Ocean Eyes was invented. Billie was 13, 14, and Phineas was around 16. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Ocean Eyes was something monumental for them. Now, Billie and I are the same age, and whether you love her or whether you hate her, she isn't like anyone you've ever heard before. Billie and Phineas created something, and that takes guts. To be a young person with a voice and the guts to use that voice is something powerful, and that's what Ocean Eyes reminds me of. And finally, my beloved Rocket Man. My first ever YouTube video published on February 29th, 2020 was an ode to that film. But it was the people that inspired the film, Elton John, Bernie Taupin, and their music that changed my life for the better. This feels like such a full circle moment. I am a singer and a songwriter. I aspire to the lyricism, the determination, and the resilience of Bernie Taupin and his lyrics, and the soul and otherworldliness that Elton John's voice encapsulates. These two musicians, these two artists are who they are. There will be no second Elton John, and there will be no second Bernie Taupin. There will be no replication of their courage and audacity. They inspire me to be me.
Alana Ida Johnson. Oh my god, it sounded like an advertisement that sounded maybe too cheesy, but it's so true. Like, if I could just sometimes in videos, the feeling doesn't come across, but like, I love them so much. Like, like, if this feeling isn't coming through a screen, I will just allow my true voice to exit my body and say, mwah, mwah, I love you guys so much. Oh my god. You don't even know. I'm holding myself not to fangirl right now. This is me restrained and non-fangirling, and I'm still doing a bit of fangirling. I can hear myself now.
Having these 4 songs be featured on my first album is an honor, as they have influenced the me I am today. This is only my first album, and there is so much that I want to do, so much that I want to achieve, so many great big plans that I have. I have so many people to thank as well, because those people are the reason I am here in front of you today making this video, able to say that I have released an album. I would like to thank my mother for everything that she has ever done and continues to do for me. She's the reason this album was recorded. The reason I feel enabled to pursue a career in the arts. It is because of her that I even realized that I wanted to be a singer. She is the reason that I sing. She is the reason that I don't feel allowed to give up on things when they get too difficult. That I don't feel allowed to give up on the things that I start. This thanks is just so little, like so small. This thanks does not even truly begin to thank her. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, as much as this video allows, thank you. Thank you to my friends and family who have always supported me and been my cheerleaders. I would like to thank my aunt, Armand Peker, for always believing in me. She never once doubted that I would be someone, never once doubted that I would achieve whatever I set my mind to. She created my album cover. I'm sorry that none of you have an Armand Peker original. Your losses are just my gain. I would like to thank my mentor, Miss Elena Diaz Acosta. I was 9 years old when I took my first vocal lesson with her, and whenever I sing, I always feel at home. That day, I was intimidated by her talent, by her grace, by her kindness, her creativity, and her genuine love for teaching. I am 19 now. I grew up with her. She took me under her wings. I sing today because of her. Every success alongside my name is a tribute to her patience and fierce devotion, and belief in me and my capability, even when I don't necessarily believe in myself. I would like to thank the producer of this album, Eric Grosarth. I've done recording work in a studio before, but it's been a minute. We recorded this album in 2 separate days, but on May 12th, the first day I was recording, to say I wasn't nervous would be a bald-faced lie. But Eric is truly a talented, kind, compassionate, patient, and generous person. I'm so grateful and honored to have worked with. Like I've been saying this whole video, this is my first ever body of music that is out there right now for all of you to listen to. I'm glad to say that Eric played a major role in its creation. I would like to thank the composers, writers, producers, etc. of each and every song on this album for creating bold and brilliant music for millions to be affected and inspired by to this day. That is all I have to say for now. If you let me go on, I could sit here babbling away. However, I will not do that to all of you. After everything I just said, it feels so out of place to continue with the typical YouTuber jargon, but here goes. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more of my adventures. And don't forget to stream my album Summertime, available now wherever music is consumed and available for pre-save on Spotify. Bye for now. Thank you all for everything. Thank you all for continuing to watch my videos, comment, like, follow me on Instagram. Just thank you for all of your endless continuous support. Yes, that is all for now. Bye-bye. This is the iTunes and Apple Music site. I just wanted to let you all know that this is what the album looks like. This is the title, and Spotify, it's available for pre-save, so I will link it down below. I'm so excited to share this honor and this success with all of you. Thank you all for your endless support and love for me.